Hello, I'm Robert Melaloo, the Master of Ceremonies for the West Kelowna Youth Ambassador Program for the year 2020. Normally, I would be coming to you at the Lions Hall in West Bank. We would have 200 people out in front of us and I'd have the microphone and it would be pretty fun. But these are COVID times and during a pandemic, we can't meet each other. But we have managed to sally forth and we've got all the contestants ready to do their speech competition. The contestants have been through several hours of training with Toastmasters on the West Side and have learned how to use hand gestures, project their voice, and not say the word "ah" like I just did. The contestants have written their own speeches and practiced them several times in front of us Toastmasters. At first, we did this face-to-face, but later on, we did this through Zoom meetings, and many Toastmasters and contestants were involved, and we gave them lots of different feedback throughout the process. So, without further ado, let's get into listening to the contestants' speeches that they wrote themselves. The next contestant has been sponsored by the West Bank Lions Club with President Bert O'Brien. They've sponsored Taylor Robertson with her speech, One Day. Please help us welcome Taylor.
Your Worship, Mayor Milsom and Mrs. Milsom, councillors, honourable judges, reigning ambassadors, fellow candidates, ladies and gentlemen. High school has taught me a lot of things. It's taught me that with perseverance, I can achieve anything I put my mind to. It's also taught me that I am tough, but with that said, I will never understand needing to be tough to get through high school. One day, I want to live in a society where students don't get panic attacks based off of tests and exams that make up 80% of their grade. Yes, 80% of their grade. One day, I hope that students won't be solely narrowed down to their GPA, but instead their work ethic, because how hard you work should mean a little bit more than a number. One day, students across Canada will be excited to go to school. I want to be a part of that. I want to be a teacher. Sometimes going to school can feel like a chore, depending on what class you have that day. And if you don't have a connection with that teacher, it can often feel harder. All of my favorite teachers have been someone that is kind, respectful, and isn't afraid to joke around with their students. Those types of teachers make their classroom feel like a safe space for everyone. On the other hand, you can get a teacher that just seems like they don't care or is just there to get the job done. Those types of teachers have nothing that motivates students to do better. Students need someone that is in their corner, someone that believes in them. And when students have a teacher that does believe in them, they tend to work harder. The students make the school, not the teachers. Now I know, that's a little hard to think about. But when I look back at my high school experience, I think of the students I grew close with, not the teachers. Faculty members think that students can be condensed down to a number, a letter, or a GPA. I know when I say this that I'm not the only student who feels like this, but if they stopped focusing so much on that number and more on the person behind the number, they would see their grade average would grow. Students would be so much more willing to listen and learn if teachers did the same. I struggle in math and science. Now, numbers, for some odd reason, they haunt my nightmares. Just this year, I had a teacher that didn't take the time to listen to me about the fact that I didn't understand his curriculum. So I tried to switch out. The counselors did nothing to help me, and the school basically told me, you just need to suck it up. It's only a semester, don't worry. I was lost. So instead of feeling like they wanted me to do well, I felt like I wasn't meant to be in that class, even though I had a 92% average in math the last 2 years. I didn't do the homework, I ignored his lectures, and I even tried to get out of going to class some days. Sorry, Mom. That's not what I had been used to in past years. Instead of feeling excited about my grades, I was excited to be out of his class. Sometimes teachers make school harder. They often try and blame the students instead of reevaluating what they can do better. And to me, that shows ideals of what the school thinks learning should be like. Now, not every teacher is like this. One of my favorite teachers always says, if the homework is stressing you out, don't do it. We'll do it together. That attitude is what students need, someone in their corner. Through my high school experience, I've had people tell me, do you know what you want to do this year? You need to know what you want to do this year. If you don't know what you want to do this year, you're not going to go anywhere. People telling me my grades aren't good enough, or the school wanting me to have amazing grades because if I get into a top tier college, it makes them look good. I want to help change that. One day, students will see that their weaknesses don't define them as a person. One day, I want students to know that I want them to be successful and happy. One day I will be a teacher. And with that, I will make an impact on someone's life and the future of our society. Master of Ceremonies.